look like we're a go there now.
I think we're now seeing 3.
We're seeing 3 check marks on our side. All
Okay,
right.
we're
Our
good.
executive producer is telling us we're a go.
All right, so a quick recap. It's Father's Day.
Yep.
My birthday's in a few days, but we celebrate birthday months because my brilliant wife apparently had that idea when she turned 21 and was caging drinks off people in the small college town she was going to.
Possibly.
And since she's at a milestone birthday this year, she's been celebrating her birthday year.
Yep.
So actually, it's not really my birthday, but she's still celebrating the entire month. So it's really her
birthday.
Okay.
It's your
Anyway.
month.
All right. I'm turning 59, so thank you if I don't look it, and I don't really care about your opinion if you think I look older than that. So
You're telling us about the drink you chose.
oh, the drink. So this month, because of the contributing factors, where it's Father's Day and my birthday, I got to choose a drink. And so what I chose were, as you may or may not know, if you follow the show, we're kind of fond of Prohibition era cocktails. It seems like a fun, interesting time. Probably dirty. I mean, it seems like people didn't shower as much. Or maybe they showered
Are
more.
you kidding me? They had fabulous parties.
Well, yeah, but okay. Anyway, point is they partied a lot, so we don't know what it smelled like. But we have a book called, what's the book? Yeah.
A Drinkable Feast.
A Drinkable Feast. And this book is basically documents the history of the 1920s in Paris, because that's when Prohibition was put into place in the U.S. And so a lot of people from the United States who are authors and singers and just entertainers of various types moved to Paris to laugh at the United States trying to ban alcohol. And so they basically partied their little butts off in Paris for quite a number of years. And many of them went on later to develop chronic liver problems. Ernest Hemingway comes to mind. But speed it up. Up volume? Okay. Sorry.
More volume louder? All right.
All right. I'll speak up. Sorry. It's I've got some sinus issues because of the heat. Nobody cares. Okay. Anyway, so the drink that we have picked this month is called the Scofflaw, because basically, and Miss Mercy will tell you what the history. Why don't you go ahead and tell them about the history of where that name came from?
The Scofflaw is one of the 4 cocktails that kind of came out of Prohibition. And so it was because, people were drinking during Prohibition, but they staged a contest to develop a term offering $200 prize money in 1924, which is
$3,223 in today's dollars.
Not a bad prize in 1924. So
more than the average person made in a year.
The person who created the contest was a staunch supporter of the Volstead Act, which of course was what brought us Prohibition. And so he put together some judges, and they had, I was actually shocked to read this. They had 25,000 entries in the contest to come up with a name, and from 48 states and several foreign countries. That's a lot. And the criteria, he noted that the epithet should preferably be 1 or 2 syllables, and it should preferably begin with an S, since S words have more sting. So remember that the next time you're trying to, be witty. Oh, further, the new word had to stab awake the conscience of the lawless drinker, which of course everybody during Prohibition was, right? So that's where we got the idea. The term Scofflaw was offered by 2 people. How crazy is it that 2 people came up with the same word? Such a random word. Scofflaw.
It's fun to say, though. Scofflaw.
It is. Irving Shaw of Shawsheen, Massachusetts, and Miss Kate L. Battler of Boston. Presumably, they split the prize.
2 people who you've never heard of and never will again, but now you'll be like, I know where the word Scofflaw comes from.
Yes, and so they also noted that when they had that winner over here, that's when they came up immediately with a answer from Paris in the form of Scofflaw.
So, what is in it, you might ask?
I might.
Okay, well, one of the things we farmers discovered is he is really fond of the Riverset rye whiskey. We would still prefer Sazerac, but unless you live in Texas, apparently you just can't get it. So, but Riverset is a very nice. I think it's made in.
It's in Tennessee. It's
Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
It's a pretty smooth drinking whiskey, and so basically, what consists of for the Scofflaw, We have 1 ounce of rye whiskey.
1 ounce of rye whiskey.
That's the small one on the top.
I'll do that.
She'll build it while I discuss about
Yep.
it. Then we have a dry vermouth. As you may recall from our perfect Manhattans, that's usually a half an ounce of the dry vermouth, half an ounce of the sweet vermouth. This is just the dry, and so we're going to put in a 1 ounce of that. And then we have a half ounce of fresh lemon juice, which I believe, she got it right in front of her. Yep. It was measured by our executive producer, so it's probably spot on.
Yep.
Yep. And then we have 1/2 ounce of grenadine. Now, we, again, prefer to make our own grenadine. This is pomegranate juice and simple syrup.
It's pomegranate juice and sugar.
Sugar. All right. So I'm wrong again. Simple syrup is a different deal.
And I just made it this afternoon before the show. So it's really delicious fresh. We used an organic pomegranate juice, and we don't have any orange flower water. So we use just a little bit of Cointreau because it gives that orange flavor. And it really, you just can't beat it if you're looking for a grenadine. Super easy to make.
Okay. Now at this point, we've already added
the orange bitter, and that's just a dash of that.
And so now we're at a shake point.
Now we are ready to shake, shake, shake. Unlike the Drinking with the Saints book, it gave us no number to shake. So I will probably just shake it until it's nice and mixed, and then we'll pour it into
50, 40, 27.
A cocktail glass. And today we have the option.
We did a little research because this book also just says put it into a cocktail glass. And so we're like, what exactly is a cocktail glass? It turns out, according to Wikipedia, the cocktail glass and a martini glass are basically interchangeable as far as the name of the glass. The antique, or like the cocktail glasses that would have been in use back during the 1920s, are smaller than today's average cocktail glass. But most of the drinks that you put in them are 3 to 5 ounces of liquor and mixer. So the extra ounce, this is probably a 6 ounce glass. That gives you a little bit of walking around room. So if you're actually having a party.
And we've got.
We actually pre-made one. We have not tasted it though.
So that, we did kind of run out of time to do a mocktail. So I'm sorry, this month we don't have a mocktail. Next month we'll have the mocktail back. But we are going to say this one, I'm kind of nervous about it. It is similar to kind of a dry Manhattan, because the dry Manhattan has the vermouth and the rye. It has the simple syrup though and the bitter. So we're going to see how it tastes.
All right.
I'm a little nervous about it.
I am not nervous about it.
All right. Well, here we go.
You know, the lemon and the orange.
I'm going to say that's way better than I thought it was going to be.
You really don't taste the rye at all.
You don't actually.
It's really tastes like a citrusy drink, very summer-like.
Yes.
And I could easily scoff at the law with this particular drink.
Absolutely. Now, what I will tell you is that our first drink out of the Drinkable Feast book earlier this year was the My Old Pal, and it was really bad.
No, not good.
This would definitely be, I think it would be on a cocktail. I think it would be on the menu.
We're toying with the idea, and let us know if you'd like to do this. Maybe attend a virtual cocktail sampling, or possibly a mix of live and video guests for that. And so we're kind of looking to what would you like to see on that menu?
It looks like we have some comments. I don't know how to get to them though.
Well, I think we go to comments. They probably, we said some, I can't, well, your mom said something.
All right. So
I can't read it, too small.
2,000, she says 20,000 entries. That's pretty.
Oh yeah. That was a lot.
That's a lot.
But for that prize money, when most people weren't making $3,000 a year back in 1920s, it's like, I'd probably just send in, I'd put a 1 penny stamp on that and
$200
send it in, because who knows?
I think the thing that was interesting to me about it was 48 states and several countries. That's how many people were participating. That's crazy.
And I don't feel like the countries would have really qualified since they weren't under the Volstead Act. So it's like, I feel like you should have thrown those out.
Yes.
I mean, foreigners do not need to apply to a local problem.
Well, Well, I don't
in the
know.
1920s.
Well, I don't know. Is what is more interesting to me is how did they know? I guess that wireless probably came into play.
Or it could have been maybe in a paper.
Yeah, maybe.
They had dime novels.
That's true.
Went everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, now we may have to research the contest.
Sure.
I don't know how much effort we'll put into that.
So the takeaway for me on this is always make your own grenadine. It tastes so much better than store-bought, and it really doesn't take very long. You just warm the pomegranate juice up, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're using a cup of pomegranate juice, you're going to use a cup of sugar. And just, I would say, if you have orange flower water, great. But if you're using Cointreau, use it to taste. It's really delicious. It's better than anything you're going to find in the store. And we
the orange bitters we did have to order.
We didn't. Our executive producer
I'm sorry.
got them
That
for
was
us.
came from our executive producer. And yeah, I apologize.
And it's
she knew we were going to do this, so she brought it.
So there you go. It's just bitter orange, and that will last you for a while. So we have
probably about the rest of your life, really.
Yeah, you don't use it a whole lot, actually. So
drops. Most of them call for drops.
if you try this or any of the other drinks that we make on the show, please feel free to let us know if you like them or if they were non-starters for you, because we definitely know that we have our least favorites. So I think that probably with that, is there anything we've forgotten to mention?
Well, just if there's anything you would like us to review coming up, please leave us a comment.
That's true.
You can go to tslhomestead.com and sign up for the, we're going to get better about the newsletter, I promise.
I don't believe him, but what I would say is if you have something that you want us to see, our September show is actually going to be viewer recommended. So we're going to look through and see what we got, and maybe it'll be yours. If you have something that you'd like us, don't make it something ridiculous though, really.
Although we already currently have requests for the Vulcan Mine Probe, the Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, which we probably will do because that's our executive producer's favorite. And there's a couple others that we're like,
nothing with snozzberries. Snozzberries are right out.
Yeah. I need a Wonkavator for that, and they're just not available. I've tried to rent one, and it looks like 6 to 8 months delivery time.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of shortages going on.
If you got one that you'd like us to do, please feel free to leave it in the comments, either on the TSL Facebook page, the Cocktail of the Month page, or on our pages as well. We'll do that. But I think
you can see us on YouTube. We've got the website, so just send it anywhere you can.
So this, once again, is the
Oh, you make me go back to the scofflaw.
The scofflaw. And here are the ingredients one more time, just in case you were wanting to make it. And we think it's a keeper. It's really lovely. And again, if you're not super sure about whether or not you like rye whiskey, this one is a nice one to try because you don't really taste it.
If you don't like sweet drinks, you're not going to like this.
Oh, cherries.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can't kill our executive producer. She's allergic to cherries. We keep forgetting that. But beyond that.
But she remembers, so she's not dead. So that's good.
Yeah. So we would say to you, as we always do, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things. Thanks for joining us.